Welcome back to another episode of Logically Irrational.
We are back.
Hey, Strickland.
What's happening?
Just running around like a crazy person, like always.
Boy, me too.
I'm heading to Spirit Shop right after this.
That's not real surprising.
Don't you love Spirit Shop?
Oh, I sure do.
School Spirit Shop.
I feel like you kind of like it.
I
guess people need to know what that is.
I do like, yes, I'm not going to say I don't. It's a lot though.
Yeah.
I think most schools
I think
have
you're
a
the
little
best spirit shopper in the world.
Spirit fingers. So anyway, just dropped the kids off at school. Both of us did. And here we are. Happy Friday.
Ready to do it.
Coming a day late. Same week though. We are going to have to figure out, this is between me and you, when we're going to record next week's podcast.
You know, I was thinking about that. Can we film or record the podcast on an iPhone?
You mean video?
Well, no audio.
I think they said it was possible if we had mics. We never got the mics though to connect to our phones.
We should see if there's something we can do to where we could do it in Mexico.
We're going to Mexico.
Oh man. I just totally blew it. I had a surprise trip for Melissa for her birthday. Okay, you don't know where in Mexico.
We're going to Mexico.
Well, you kind of knew that.
No, I had no idea. Swear to God, I had no idea.
Deadgum podcast. Man.
Well, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So
I was just going to say maybe we recorded a few days earlier.
We could do that too. I was thinking, we could do it, from our hotel room or whatever.
So we're staying in a hotel? I'm joking.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's tell the story. Yes. So we had been talking for a couple months. This is the big 40th coming up. I was like, it'd be fun to do a trip, right? Either somewhere with all of our friends or someplace just me and you, like,
right.
And maybe let's just do it big because we haven't not been able to. I mean, we do the Vegas thing every couple of months, but like vacation, we have not taken one since St. Lucia before we were married.
Oh, maybe just you and I?
Like a big,
Yeah, right.
And so he had never brought it back up, and I didn't want to bring it back up and say, what are you doing for my birthday? And there is our local baseball school organization, whatever. It's having a huge kickoff party next Friday. They've asked me to host it. I told Ty, and he goes, well, what time is it going to be? And he goes, okay, I didn't want to have to tell you, but I've got to tell you.
We're going out of town. Right. So she knew you were going out of town, and you knew we would be back on a Friday.
And then I had to ask, because we get back about an hour before the event starts.
Hopefully there's no delays.
So I went, I don't want too much detail. I said, is a passport required? Because that does add probably 45 minutes on to your landing time. And you said yes. But that leaves the possibilities open. Right. I had no idea.
Yeah, so you knew passport. So, I guess we could have gone to Europe for 3 days.
Yes. You also said hot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It'll still be a surprise.
Mexico's big.
Yeah.
There's lots of places in Mexico.
Yep.
Have I been here before?
I'm not telling you.
Oh.
I'm not telling you.
I can't believe you just did that.
I can't either. Good Lord. It's early.
Well, so that was a long way to say we need to figure out. I actually already have a podcast ready to go, and we can record on Sunday, and then they can drop it.
You have like the outline.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then they can drop it for us while we're gone.
Okay.
So that
we can do that. Or we could even do Monday. Although we'll be really busy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to have to do that. So, but that's exciting. So it's next week, and it's the start of the birthday month.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a long month, isn't it?
For you, maybe. Not for me. I'm already getting booked up. We've got spring break coming right after that. And we're going skiing.
Yep.
For spring break. We are having a party here, kind of for me and you.
Okay. You haven't been real clear with that one. Like, that's a definite one?
It's a definite
We're having a party at our house.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. The 24th. But my goal, and the problem with spring parties, as anybody who has spring birthdays know, I want to plan it outside because I think our outside is beautiful. You never know
weather.
Right. When those April showers come a little early.
That's March 24th?
Yes. Why? What do you?
Oh, I'm just
Oh, and then after that, we're going to Vegas, which is our annual birthday
That's right.
Vegas trip. So it's gonna be fun.
We're gonna be busy.
It's gonna be a fun month.
Is the party at our house on a Saturday?
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
Okay.
That was consensus based on people's availability. One of the schools around us is having their big event that we had 2 weeks ago, like our
On
big
Saturday.
casino event. Yeah, and the theme, there's a theme, is early 2000s.
Okay.
It's easy for you, denim on denim.
Yeah.
The girls are super excited about it.
Okay, so this is something that you've been planning.
Yes. Well, yeah. I've been talking about it and planning it.
Just without me.
No. But not knowing when it's we're gonna do this. When can we do this?
Okay.
So yeah.
Awesome.
That's it. I think. Oh, the Amazon. I just have my note. Last week, you know how I told you about my mirror that I got for Ava?
Oh yeah.
That came shattered into a gazillion pieces, and I did not want to have to return it because I didn't want to have to rebox it, and then I just didn't want to have to do it. Well, I get on Amazon, request the refund. Why do you want the refund? Well, because it's broken.
Right. Pretty simple.
I submitted a picture, even though it didn't ask me to submit a picture. And before anybody could even look at my picture or what I had said, it said returnless refund.
So, they don't want it back.
Just gave me the money. And I went,
I'm surprised they didn't ask for a picture.
They didn't even care. I'm like, I could have just said that it broke. I wonder how many people do that. Maybe they look at your account. I've never, they're like, this chick, I didn't even know she knew where the return button was.
Yeah, that's true.
Give it to her this one time. But because you can do the same thing. I had to do it last week with like DoorDash. I think they delivered
the wrong food,
our complete wrong order. And it is really probably nobody's fault. The driver probably went up and saw a bag and picked it up. I have no idea. But you go to DoorDash, they delivered my wrong food. They don't ask for a photo. They don't ask for anything. They just
bring you more food.
Give you they ask, do you want your order or do you want a refund? And usually by that time, I'll just take the refund because it's quicker to go get my own food.
Right.
I don't know.
I had to return some stuff to Amazon this week. Super simple.
What'd you return?
Some office equipment, like it was
stuff from Mexico.
No. But it was I printed out a return label, dropped it off, done.
Speaking of Mexico, do you remember like when we were first dating, married, that when we would go to Mexico, we had to call AT&T and get like the international plan for, I just need it for 3 days.
I still do it every time.
What do you do?
Call AT&T and tell them I'm going out of the country.
Why?
Because I feel like they're going to stick me on that somehow. Because I remember I got a bill one time that was like $400.
Because what you used to do, what we used to do, is we would go out of the country, put your phone on airplane mode, and then at the same time, we got 2 minutes.
Yeah,
take it off, get on,
put it on Wi-Fi,
and then check your email and get off of it. I feel like you can just go and leave your phone on now.
I think like AT&T anyway is United States, Mexico, and Canada.
Oh, okay.
None of that is roaming.
It also used to be long distance to call home when I was at school in Oklahoma.
Me too.
So
I had a calling card.
I did too.
Yeah.
I had that number memorized. Man, how things have changed.
I got in trouble one time because I had called home too much and the bill was too high.
Your mom got mad?
My dad did.
No. Speaking of, that'd be a good prop for our 2000s party. Is the calling card.
That's funny.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Let's go ahead. We've got a little pop news and some reality this morning.
Pop news time.
I would like to start with, do you remember Kim Zolciak Biermann, married to Kroy Biermann?
Yeah.
She was on Housewives of Atlanta. Don't Be Tardy was the show. I think we watched it for the first couple seasons and then it got a little, they're in a little bit of trouble. Apparently their Atlanta home is about to be auctioned off.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They didn't pay their bills
whilst we will be in Mexico. And I'll tell you what, that is a beautiful house.
Yeah, it was
beautiful
awesome.
House.
They were building it, weren't they?
So allegedly they defaulted on a $1.65 million loan that they took out on their Atlanta property back in October of 2012. And this is according to a notice that was shared last week by Fulton County. The bank is Truist Bank, and they are planning to auction the property off March 7th. It's an estimated property of $2.5 million. I believe it's about just under 7,000 square feet. Now, Kim is denying the whole thing. Her and her daughters are, oh, there's no foreclosure. Everybody's going to laugh when we're still living here March 7th. There are paperwork and documents filed, though, that it is auctioned for sale. So I don't know. Her Instagram has been a little interesting lately because she's giving like tours of the home. She'll this is our Hollywood room, and then she's showing, look at this chandelier. It's almost like she's selling it before she's selling it. You know what I mean?
So people can see it.
Maybe. It's so weird. They're also auctioning off all their clothes, and she's showing that on social media. She's like, these are all the bags of clothes that are going out today. But she's also admitting that there's no issue that, So I don't know. Let's get into that because net worth. We love to talk a little bit of net worth. What do you think his is? You would know him more than her.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you he made. Well, I don't know how. I mean, he was in the league for like. Does it say that? How long he played in the NFL?
I have 2008 to 2015.
7 years? Because that means he got one. I don't know, $20 million?
Unless my sources were wrong. He's valued right now at $5 million. It says that he made most of his money with the Atlanta Falcons. He signed a 4-year contract in 2008 for 1.87
per year.
No, it says 1.87. Maybe that was his
first year.
Yes, and then a 3-year contract in 2012 for $9.15 million. So he made more in that one, and then one final year contract in 2015 for 1 year, 1.92.
Oh, he's only made $12 million.
And I love that you say only made.
Well, I mean, you gotta. You got to pay a lot of taxes. You got to pay people out of that.
This is
living in a
super
huge
interesting
house.
to me too, because when I saw that a 4-year contract for 1.87 million, I'm like, that's a ton of money, right? I think.
Well, I mean, for the regular person,
right? A lot of people would be like 1.87 million, and go, wow. When you look at what people make 4 years in the NFL, that is definitely a entry level.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a very big contract.
Yeah. So anyway, after that, he became like an executive producer on Don't Be Tardy. Those salaries were not.
I thought he coached as well.
I don't know. So Kim is worth $3 million, but she has more income that is coming in now. So she has it's called KAB Makeup that she started with her daughters. Salty K Swimwear. She has a hair and body line called Cashmere, and girlfriend does a ton of online promotional.
Yeah,
here's my FabFitFun.
She's got a big following too.
She does. So she's definitely got income. They say from Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was making $600,000 per season. She was on it for 5 seasons, and
so either they're just blowing through money or they're okay.
They also have 6 kids. Keep that in mind. They got 6 kids, and the 2 older ones, Ariel, and Brielle. Ariana, not Ariel. They live the lifestyle that mom and dad have set up. I mean, if you follow them on Instagram, it's very, here's my Hermes. I'm in my new Mercedes.
So they're spending a lot.
Well, okay. Yes. Now, this has come out amid all of this foreclosure stuff. You have to kind of take it with its sources. Some of this can be found on the TV show, but I have no idea. One of the articles that I found, though, was that there was potentially a gambling issue with Kim. And it is something that she talked about on the show. They would go to Vegas a lot and they would gamble a lot. Like she definitely
like card games, like poker or blackjack.
Yes. So one of the casinos in the Bahamas, she lost $250,000.
Okay, now that'll do it. Do that a bunch of times.
And then on one time, this was featured on Don't Be Tardy. Kim spent 11 hours gambling and said that she lost the cost of an RV, which
6 figures
could be very much.
Now, do you think that was real, or was that something for the show?
Well, judging by that, there's other evidences. There's $30,000 lost at the Palms Casino in Vegas, $25,000 at a Montana casino. It seems there could be a history there. she's been very open about that. She doesn't, and in the episode where she spent 11 hours gambling, she's like, I would have won big if I had stopped, but I can't stop.
Yeah, that's
So
that's why you don't gamble.
maybe that has something to do with it. I do know that she just bought a Mercedes G-Class SUV.
Yeah, the G-Wagon.
Somebody said that starts at like 125.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a picture of an Aston Martin in their drive. I mean, there's
yeah,
just
so I don't buy it. I think that if they have all of those assets, unless they're like all leased and they don't have any equity in anything, which could be the case.
Which don't a lot of reality people do that? Like, let's make it look from
you
the
still have
outside.
to qualify for it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. What was that one show we watched where the dude, maybe it was Anna Delvey, somebody? No, it was the swindler. The
Tinder swindler.
Yeah. And he ended up getting all of that money. People were giving him money.
Well,
and
and you know what?
loans.
I do think that if you are Kim, you're getting stuff for free. Now, I don't think you're getting a G-Wagon or a Aston Martin for free, but I think a lot of her clothes was
I'm sure.
Maybe, they were filming this show when they were renovating this house or building this house. I'll bet you a lot of people, like we had people offer to give us furniture and stuff way back in the day. And so I do think that it helps.
Can we do that again?
We need a lot of work. Our dogs have messed up the house more than the kids have. Who would have thought? Who would have ever thought that? So anyway, it's going to be interesting. It's very sad though, at the same time, if that's true. I mean,
yeah, you hate that for them.
I say, if it's true, if there's documents out there saying that there's a sale of property to take place on March
I think
7th.
there are things that can happen to that maybe that document was filed and they can clear it up, and that's not really the case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they're clear it up.
Well, I don't know what it is, but
so if they owe this 1.65, do you think maybe she's selling all her clothes and stuff to get let's get this 165, let's pay it, and then it goes away? Does that go
yeah,
away?
very possibly it would go away, but then you still have to make payments on it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't own it free and clear. It could be, is it the loan, or is it maybe back taxes that they owe? Because they'll foreclose on you if you don't pay your taxes.
It said it was the loan and the included taxes.
So maybe it's a late payment. Maybe, okay. Well, there are things that you have, you filed your taxes and you are appealing something.
Okay.
And they go ahead and file those documents, even though the appeal is still in process. I mean,
she seems very confident.
Yeah, no,
very confident. And it's either a weird state of like denial, or it's
that's right. It's either one of two things, right? Like you react to that the way she's doing it, or you come clean and say,
my bad.
Yep.
It does. This has nothing to do with the tax stuff, but when you hear of these major celebrities that just have not paid their taxes in 5 years and stuff, I'm like, I don't understand.
I totally 100% understand that.
What? Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Like having the money and just not paying the taxes.
Well, because their taxes are not taken out of their paychecks.
I remember mine. That's how mine used
right.
to be.
And so you go in and you're making what was it, Johnny Depp that got in a bunch of trouble with that?
It was Sorrentino.
Well, yeah, he did too.
There's a lot of people I think that have gotten in trouble.
So they're getting a check for $15 million, and so they don't immediately go and take $3 million out of that to put aside for taxes. They go and they invest it, or they spend it, or whatever, and then they think, oh well, I'm getting the back end royalty on this or that, and so I'll just pay my taxes with that money. And then whenever they get to that point at the end of the year, they're like, well, no, I don't owe that much in taxes. There's no way.
Okay. I understand how maybe 1 year that can happen and you're like, whoa, but I don't get how 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you're like, I still haven't paid those from 2009, but these checks coming in, let's just keep funneling our lifestyle.
Well, that's just that's probably what it is they're over their head and they have to use the money that's coming in to pay for their lifestyle. And that's not, and the IRS doesn't like come immediately and get you. Like they
give you time.
Right.
I think they give you too much time.
Yeah. A lot of times they do. And the whole time, like you're paying, like a lot of times I always file for an extension on my taxes. Mm-hmm. And if I have not paid in what I actually owe, and then when I actually file the taxes, there's a deficit there, I have to pay them interest on that. And it's considerable.
Yeah.
And so like, if you go 3 or 4 years and with those cases, you owe $3 million.
Big, yeah.
I mean, a 10% interest penalty on that is a lot of money. And then it starts compounding. I mean, I totally get how it happens, but that's why you have people in place that help you with that stuff.
So so, we're talking about and going with the tax thing, because this is stuff I just don't understand. So they owe, going back to the Biermanns, they owe 1.65 million, right? What it looks like with asset wise, they've got that money. They can sell stuff. They could sell the house technically.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's not now that it's been foreclosed on. So why are people not the people that are in trouble with taxes? I don't get why you're like, okay, let's get rid of the penthouse. Let's sell these 5 cars that we don't all need.
Well, because they want to keep up that appearance.
Oh, but that's
Right.
That's where I'm like, I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can be in such a financial situation yet go, but I really need that Aston Martin.
That house that they owe 1.6 on, I guarantee you that house is worth $8 million, $10 million. You think so? I mean,
it says it's valued at 2.5. Could be where it is. It is a beautiful house. I mean,
yeah, we need to move. If that's the case, we need to move there.
I've been watching her tour videos that she's giving. I'm like, it's a very pretty house.
So that they could sell that house, pocket whatever it is.
But they can't now, right?
Now that it's foreclosed. Well, actually, you still can. It depends on the bank owns it. Well, if the bank owns it, they come and they kick you out. It hadn't been foreclosed on. Probably papers have been filed for foreclosure. If they actually foreclose on the property, they come and put locks on the doors, chains, and kick you out.
Well, how else can the bank auction the house off if the bank doesn't own it yet?
It just depends on whatever deal is made in court.
Well, did you hear, speaking of Jen Shaw?
I heard she's in Texas somewhere.
I think she is in Texas
like
somewhere.
In College Station or something?
No, but she's in. Girlfriend is in for 78 months.
That's not fun.
That's not going to be fun for her.
Mm-mm.
I don't think anybody's going to remember her by the time she's done. Okay, this random story, but not super interesting. I was watching TMZ yesterday, and last week, a couple weeks ago, the largest winning lottery ticket was 2.04 billion.
What, like lottery?
Yes, the California lottery, and somebody won it. One single person. Let me just, how do you say 2.04 billion?
2.04 billion.
That's it? Okay. Yeah. Say it again to him.
Yeah.
Now, he's being sued by another man who says that's a stolen ticket. That's my ticket. And I'm suing for $2.04 billion to get my money.
What's this story?
Okay, well, funny that you should ask. So this is all according to TMZ. Like I said, I was watching it yesterday, and these are according to legal documents. His name is Jose Rivera, and he says that he bought his lottery ticket from Joe's Service Center in California, November 7th, which was one day before the big lottery drawing. He says a man by the name of quote unquote Reggie stole the ticket from him the very same day he bought it. Now, after the numbers were drawn, Jose says he tried to get Reggie to return the ticket, which allegedly held the winning numbers, to no avail though. Reggie simply saying it wasn't a winner, and if found, he'd agree to give up half. So Jose said that he refused to be blackmailed, reported the theft to the California Lottery and law enforcement. So fast forward to this month when a man named Edwin Castro was actually the one who was announced the winner of that $2 billion prize.
Because he came forth with the ticket.
He had the ticket, gave it, and he got the lump sum, which was
$1 billion.
$997.6 million. Lump sum.
It's crazy.
You should always take the payout or the monthly, right?
I've actually heard that if you're smart about money, you should take the lump sum.
How many shows are there on the lottery ruined my life because this is going to be gone?
Because a lot of people will. I mean, I don't know how you spend $1 billion. Like, I don't know if you can spend $1 billion.
Challenge accepted, I think, to some people.
I mean, yeah, I'd like to try. $1 billion.
I know, $1 billion.
Like, if you put that in a, go ahead, keep talking.
You can give me a spreadsheet?
Well, no, I'm just going to say.
He's typing on the calculator.
My calculator doesn't even go that high.
I know.
My calculator goes to 100 million. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll multiply it by 10 times 0.04. You're making $4 million a year.
In interest.
Times 10 divided by 12. You're making $3.3 million a
It's
month.
definitely generational wealth right there. Like,
I just don't know how. I don't know what you could
well,
buy.
again, this is a nothing. I think the ones I've seen. I mean, I think I even saw one where it was like $200 million that was just gone. Like,
Yeah.
blew through it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you buy yourself $100 million mansion,
So,
and
but when you
get a
take the
jet.
payouts, like you
Yes.
get more money over time, but it's over like 20 years or 30 years. And so if you take that money and you invest it properly, the money in 30 years is going to be worth way more than what. But I mean, if you're somebody that's just going to go spend everything, then yeah, you probably should take the payout.
I think I'd buy an island.
There are investments that are somewhat
You get an invest me on.
well, I'm just saying, like you should be able to double your money every 7 years. Okay, so if it's a 20-year note, you should be able to triple that money. So if you have a 100, what was it, a billion, you should end up with $3 billion over the time that they're going to pay you the 1 billion or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So back to Jose. He says that he submitted a claim form to the California Lottery claiming that the ticket had been stolen, asking for an investigation before the California Lottery would pay out to Edwin Castro. So Jose lists both Edwin Castro and this Reggie guy as two separate defendants, seemingly insinuating that they both might be liable for failing to hand over the cash. Although the details, it doesn't make sense. The story doesn't quite make sense that he's saying.
Does he know the guy? You got to take the ticket from him?
I don't know.
He steal it out of his car?
So he's asking the court for damages and to declare him the winner and $2.04 billion. The California Lottery came back and said, no,
I mean, I guess
unless you have a picture with your face and the ticket, or
you better have a pretty good story.
They always say sign the back of the ticket, right? Like there's always, when you get your ticket, do something that makes it yours so nobody can steal it, because otherwise whoever claims it, it's their ticket. That's just what they say. So it's a bad day to be Jose, and it's a really good day to be Edwin.
Yeah. Does Edwin have a story on where he bought the ticket?
I don't know, but a lot of these people claim it anonymously, which is what I would do.
Right.
And I think the fact that his name, I'm like, I would not want people to know that I just walked into $1 billion. I don't know.
Our kids' school would love that, wouldn't they?
You know what? I don't think that we're going to be able to sponsor that event this year. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Okay, let's do a little bit of sports.
Okay.
Keep this up. What are you going to do? Make it a tidbit?
I don't know what we're doing.
Let's make it a tidbit. Just
Tidbits with Ty.
Okay. Do you know who Bronny James is?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Bronny?
LeBron's kid.
I know. Is his real name LeBron? Is he LeBron Jr.? And they call him
probably,
Bronny?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks like he's following in Daddy's footsteps. Have you heard? He's a senior right now at Sierra Canyon High School. Apparently had a great senior year. I don't know. I haven't followed him. But the ESPN is predicting that he's going to be a top 10 NBA draft pick next year.
Yeah, you got to sit out a year after high school.
Foregoing college, I guess.
Yeah.
Can he play in college that year?
Yeah,
that
he can play for a year in college. What some of these guys are doing now is they're going to a different league that is where you can get sponsorships and playing for a year, because the rules just state that you have to be 1 year removed from high school.
If you're LeBron's kid, aren't you just getting sponsorship? Are people like, I need to see you play?
Well, I mean, that's part of it. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be as good as LeBron, and
I mean,
not many people are as good as LeBron.
No, but
right?
I mean, the fact that he's coming out his senior year and ESPN is saying he's top 10, like, I don't think that's just,
well, I think
nepotism? Is that the right
I think
word?
a lot of people are thinking that he's going to be better than what he actually is.
Okay.
I think that is one possible scenario.
So what do you think LeBron, like?
Oh, he's saying that he wants to play with his son. So whoever drafts his son, he's going to go play with him.
Don't do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation that whoever drafts Bronny will get LeBron for at least a year.
I don't like that. I don't think.
I mean, it's how the NBA works now. You can pick where you want to go and who you want to play with.
Well, okay. And what were we watching? It might have been that documentary that we were just watching, where they talked about Kobe a lot. What were we watching? Making the Magic team, or the
Redeem team.
Redeem team. There we go. That's not what it was called, though.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was called the Redeem team.
Okay. And they were saying at that point that LeBron was picking his own teams at that point in the game. like who he wanted to play with.
Yeah, but that's what he did when he went to
Yeah.
Miami.
I guess we'll see. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on that little kid, but also if I'm
my
LeBron, I feel like if I'm LeBron, I almost am like, I don't want you to follow in my footsteps.
Why?
Because you're never going to be the greatest, unfortunately. And I hate to say that.
No, you don't know that. I mean, he could be the.
I thought you were just saying like.
Well, I mean, you don't know until he actually gets to the NBA. I mean, he's really good.
This record that he just broke. Didn't you
all-time
say like
points.
nobody's ever going to break that record?
Nobody ever thought that Kareem's record was going to get broken either. I mean, for somebody to play at that high of a level, scoring that many points for that many years is crazy.
Well, I mean, I guess this one, he's just as young coming in. He'd be
right.
19?
That's exactly right. But I mean, LeBron is really, really good. Like, it's like
I get so like when we talk about LeBron James, I still am like, he's what, 23, 24? Like he's always just started in the league and he's a baby and he's our age.
Yeah.
He's our age.
He's 39, I think. Maybe he's 40.
That's my age. I'm not 40 yet.
The Mavericks just traded for Kyrie Irving.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Okay. And he's really good. He's one of the top 5 players in the league. We only have him for 1 year for sure, like for the rest of this year. And then his contract expires. And then the idea would be that we sign him to a max 4-year deal. And then he would get a ton of money and would stay with us for 4 years. And we would pair him with Luka. And then that's the Mavericks plan. There are a lot of people saying that Kyrie only wants to come here to get out of Brooklyn. And that at the end of this year, we're going to give him a big deal. And he's going to say, yep, I don't want to play here. I want to go to LA and play with LeBron and get one more championship ring. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen as a Mavericks fan.
Because do you think he could stay here and give us? When's the last time we had a championship?
2011.
Was it 2011?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dirk.
Hey,
which
Dirk.
was an awesome team.
But
yeah, I mean, there's like, I think that if Kyrie were to stay here, we have a really good shot. But if he doesn't, we're in a lot of trouble because then there's a lot of, like Luka is going to be the best player in the world within the next couple of years. And he may be now. And so, but he could leave us if we don't put anybody else with him.
You remember when we talked about him and his mom suing each other?
Yeah. Yeah. That was
his name.
That was settled like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I saw that.
I still don't understand what
I don't
happened.
either. I'd be like, Beckett, dude, it's your name, sweetheart. You own it. I'm not going to trademark
He must not be putting her up at the Ritz.
Technically, though, I'd be like, I came up with the name, so.
It's true.
On to Britney Griner, who's back.
Who I guess didn't see in Vegas.
Yeah.
I swear I saw her. She was
what? You're right. I saw it did look, and maybe it was before she shaved her head.
I mean,
it was
well, I didn't
2 or 3 days after she landed back in the US and we were in Vegas.
Yeah, the rumor was that she was in like Arizona or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I swear, and people were going up to her taking pictures.
But why would she tell people, I'm going to be, if I were her, I'd be like, yeah, y'all, I'm going to land and I'm going to go to Arizona. And we're going to go to Vegas.
Anyway,
so she's back. She took a huge pay cut though this year. Did you hear that?
Yeah, well, I heard that, but I don't understand why.
Okay, well, I was hoping you would help me. I have the reasoning, but I don't understand it. So it's a 32% pay cut. And so according to Business Insider, Griner's $165,100 contract is a 32% drop from what she could have been offered last season, but she accepted it so that the team could resign player Diana Taurasi, the WNBA's all-time leading scorer. So Griner is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 6-time WNBA All-Star. She's been making close to the maximum possible salary for the 3 seasons prior and was also eligible for a $234,900 Supermax this season, but did not take it so that it could help their team.
Okay, so there's a salary cap.
Yes.
To where each team can only spend a certain amount of money. And so she took less money so that they would have more money freed up to sign Diana Taurasi.
Oh, it's re-sign. I thought it was resign. That's how I was reading it, to resign player. Well, I was like, so she's
I don't know that, but that's the way that you said that.
Yes.
That's how I read it.
Okay. That would be my editing. Instead of re-signing Diana, it was resigning Diana. So I was like that
helping her retire?
Yeah. So I was like, that makes no sense to me. Okay.
Are these 2 words spelled the same way? Is there a dash in one?
There might be, and maybe I just.
Is that a dumb question?
I don't know, but I was the one thinking that she just got her teammate fired and was getting props for it. On the other hand, $165,000 for 1 year?
Yeah, they
That-
don't get paid a lot.
That is unbelievable to me.
Yeah, they don't get paid.
And here we were just talking about Kroy Biermann and his $1.84 million,
well, yeah,
4-year.
and LeBron making $40 million a year.
Stupid.
Yeah, no, it's
stupid.
Well, they just don't they don't bring in as much money as what an NBA team does. They don't sell as much merchandise. They don't sell as many tickets. Tickets aren't as expensive.
Don't they all go play overseas too, though?
They can. I when Britney Griner was over there, she made like $600,000 for.
Okay,
the
I think
off-season.
I heard that.
So they can make a lot of. I think maybe it was 800,000.
That just seems crazy to me that she's Britney Griner. And
Yeah, she's one of the best in the league.
let me make my 160.
I think I've read somewhere where like the highest paid person in the WNBA makes like 300 grand or 380 or something.
But said
like
the Supermax is 234.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, unless but yeah. And this one I just thought was really funny, and I did not understand the controversy behind it. But we talked to you last week about Full Swing.
Oh, yeah.
The golf documentary, whatever it was, which ended up being, you know why I liked it? Because now I know players.
Yeah.
And so when this story came out, I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly who they're talking about. So Tiger Woods and Justin Thomas were playing in the Genesis Open this past week. And did you see what Tiger handed? Did you hear about this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So apparently on the 9th hole, Tiger outdrove Justin. There must be some little competition between them. Tiger hit 323 yards. Thomas hit 313 yards. As they were leaving the 9th hole, Tiger hands Justin a tampon. Now, I remember seeing the photo. I hadn't heard any of it. I saw the photo and people were analyzing, what was it that he handed him? What was it?
It was a note.
But
yeah.
Then they were like, it's a Tampax thing. Well,
people are up in arms. Yeah.
A lot of women. Now, listen, I am a woman. And I know what a tampon is, and it didn't offend me at all. I don't think I didn't take this as like sexist or I don't know. But he was getting a lot of backlash. Well, a lot of people were saying this was insensitive, that it was sexist. He responded and said, if I offended anybody in any way, shape, or form, I'm sorry. It was not intended to be that way. We play pranks on one another all the time. And virally, I think that it did not come across that way. But between us, it's different.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke. And I don't want to be insensitive. Like I wouldn't probably do that.
This is where I feel like I can comment because I'm a girl. I am a woman. I did not look at it like, oh, he's making fun of us. It's whatever.
Well, the part that I don't really understand is that, I mean, it's just a fact that like a professional male golf player can drive the ball farther than a professional female player. It's just it's just the way it is. I mean,
I think people were trying to read too much.
Yeah, they were saying like, what's wrong with being a girl?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm a girl. I was not offended, but I did not take that as like, whoa, look at him displaying his masculinity. Like, I thought it was a joke. Justin threw it and laughed. Like, it was not. I don't know. I feel like sometimes people are just so sensitive about everything. Sometimes it's okay to just let it go. Sometimes it's okay to either say, you know what, it's a little inappropriate, but I don't need to go up in arms about it, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, that was it. Let's do a little reality, and then I'm off to Spirit Shop.
Reality Roundup.
So I think I have some exciting news for you.
Oh, good.
Netflix has a new docuseries coming out called Quarterback.
Ooh,
have you heard of this?
No.
There's no trailer or anything yet, but they are following. It's this past season.
Oh, I did hear about this.
You're reading my notes.
I did hear about this.
Okay. It's following the 2022 NFL season through Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota, is that how you say it? And then Patrick Mahomes, which they hit the jackpot on the fact that Patrick Mahomes just won the Super Bowl. So apparently it's behind the scenes, before games, after games. The players are all mic'd up during the games.
I can't wait to see that.
I know. I wish there was a trailer because I'm like, I don't know. Are we just going to be listening to them make plays, or
does it follow them like in the off season or like
this is all literally that is out right now. It says it's coming out this summer.
Yeah, I'd like to see all three of them.
I don't know who Kirk Cousins and Marcus Mariota are.
They're both other quarterbacks.
Isn't it weird how they picked like no Dak? They didn't want to pick Dak.
They probably had to get those people to agree to this, which would be tough.
You think so?
Yeah, be mic'd up for the whole season, and like
I don't know. What are you saying that you can't be mic'd up for?
I don't know.
Well, I
I
guess
don't
it's
know.
Netflix.
Well, I mean, these guys are really rich. Like they don't need the money. It's like
but I think it's not necessarily money. It's notoriety.
Well,
It's,
yeah, and there's
let's
some
get my name out
well,
there.
like somebody like Tom Brady probably just wouldn't do that.
Oh yeah, no.
You know, it's like why? I don't want people following me around.
I don't know. You saw that thirst trap photo he posted.
that's what I
Maybe he
hear.
does. So anyway, hopefully we get more information about that coming, but that seems like something that
Yeah, definitely in on.
we might get invested in
Yeah.
in a little bit. Also, the Challenge World Champions.
Just like MTV challenge.
Yes, like the challenge.
Okay.
It's coming out March 8th. It's going to be on Paramount Plus only. So here's your cast. You have Amber.
Wait a second.
What?
Didn't she just announce she's pregnant?
Well, but they've already filmed. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's already over.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's airing on March. I was
When?
just gonna say
Okay.
Amber pregnant. Darrell. Do you remember Jody
Mhm.
in OG?
Yeah.
And we know that just because we used to watch
These old
the
ones.
old
Yeah,
ones.
she's good. She's real good.
Actually, she was on an All-Star. I think she was on an All-Star season or two. But Johnny Bananas, Johnny, Jordan, Casey, Kellyanne. Remember Kellyanne?
Yeah.
Nelson, Naya, Theo, who remember popped his eye out.
Oh,
The
that Theo.
champagne, yeah. Tori, Wes, and yes. So it's a pretty decent cast.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What?
There are some. Oh, they're doing like
These are
American
the
versus
Americans.
every.
Yes. I didn't put down who the other world champions
Well, I
are
think-
because I don't know them.
Oh, okay.
They're not people that we know.
Theo, I thought he was like Brazilian or Jamaican. Didn't
Maybe
run track
maybe I
for-
put him down
anyway,
for ours.
yeah.
But yes, these were the names that
Well,
we would know.
Whatever it is, we'll watch it.
It's March 8th, though. I love that it's the quick turnaround because if you're watching right now, well, there's part 1 and 2 apparently of this reunion
Yeah.
from the previous show, which I'm not sure we needed.
Yeah, I don't know if we need 2 hours.
But then we're going to be off for a week. Not even off. It's next week.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
golly.
Also starting yesterday, Outer Banks season 3.
I can't wait to watch that.
I watched the trailer.
Does it look awesome?
Yes, I mean it's very what you would expect. You know, they're going on another treasure hunt. It looks like. But I was looking at I was like, I missed these characters. I didn't realize, you know,
it's a good show.
like John B's voicing the whole thing, and I was like, oh man,
we need to get a recap of last year's.
I bet they do that
last season
because it was a while ago. So you know that Chase Stokes, John B,
Mhm.
and Maddie Klein, who was Sarah, how they were dating in real life
for
like
not
2
anymore,
years.
right?
They broke up and then had to come back together and film this. That would be very hard.
I heard somewhere where there's a lot of love scenes in this season.
Oh, see, that'd be just so awkward.
It'd be hard, wouldn't it?
To be like, well, he's now dating Kelsey Ballerini.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
She just got divorced, right?
She just got divorced. Yes, but they came out on social media. I don't know. I mean, you know, who knows what the timeline is behind the scenes, but it is going to be. I probably am going to watch this knowing they either really can't stand each other, or they still secretly love each other, or
there's got to be.
Were they still mad?
There's got to be some juice there. We should download that and watch it in Mexico because we're going to Mexico.
We're going to Mexico.
Yeah. I'm so dumb. Golly.
So excited. And then lastly, we are watching this stupid show on Netflix. Can I say that it's stupid? It's called Physical 100. I'm sure you guys have seen it because it's been top
10 on Netflix.
And I had been putting it off because I'm like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. We started it, and it is it's very Squid Games in that it looks. Is it Korean?
Yeah.
And it's all dubbed. We're not watching the subtitle version. We're watching where they actually they change they have American actors.
It is so off and it's so terrible. Like
good job, young quarterback.
Yeah.
Look at that athletic gymnast go.
World recognized model. Good job, world recognized model.
It is. I mean, yeah, it's a very.
But the
literal.
actual material is
Okay,
good.
so yes, this is the premise of the show. Is they go off of what is the best quote unquote physique, and they're bringing in bodybuilders, body lifters, models,
Sprinters,
farmers.
gymnasts.
I mean, every type.
Firefighters.
Yes, every type of physical activity that you can think of, and they give them. It's why I say Squid Games is because it's very random. Like it's a hanging competition. Who can hang? Well, I mean, you know what? Joe over here, who's an 800-pound bodybuilder who you'd think could tank all these guys, is going to be the first one to drop. I heard they do a 5-person tug of war later in the season.
Yeah,
and then they have
done.
They put boxes and who can jump the highest, like the squat and jump up. So stuff like that. The premise, the winners, the losers, the competing against each other. It's very interesting.
Yeah,
it's slow.
Yeah, you can't really explain because there's no way to make it sound appealing. It's
top 10
good.
though. I mean, people are watching it.
It's really good.
I need it to there was one whole episode on the eliminations, and there's 50 I'm like, I don't need to see
we pretty much
same.
fast forwarded through one.
Yeah, because it's the same. I'm like, I don't need to
the same
see
thing
this.
over and over and over.
Right. I mean, show me the competition, show me 2 or 3 people doing it, but I don't need to see
all okay,
50.
so you got like some Olympic sprinter or something who picks this really, really big guy to compete against.
Because
and
she thinks she can beat him or he thinks he can beat him.
And they don't know what the event is. So they're just, so if it is a powerlifting contest, they're going to lose. But they're saying they're going to use their speed. And so she runs out and tries to get this ball. It's who can hold this ball for, it's like a tug of war.
It sounds ridiculous. Who can hold the ball?
Yeah, keep away is what it is. And the guy that was like the number 2 pick loses to the number 99 pick. This isn't making any sense.
No, it's not.
You just need to watch it.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fascinating.
It's pretty good. We've got Summer House that's on right now.
Vanderpump.
Pretty good season. Vanderpump right now. Pretty good season. We are behind on The Bachelor. I feel like this always happens. We get really in.
Yeah, I want to keep watching it.
I know.
And I can't.
I know. I'll watch it with you. Every time when I'm like, what do we watch? You go, there's still Bachelor.
Yeah. And you're like, nope.
Well, I guess that's it. Anything else you'd like to add? Or run to Mexico?
We're going to Mexico.
But we will be here next week. I'll make sure to get an episode out. We may just have to film it in a couple days.
Yeah.
Because I love your idea about doing it in Mexico. I'm not working in Mexico.
Well, I mean, like one morning we wake up and we're drinking coffee. We could just record our conversation for 45 minutes.
Could.
I just don't know if you can do that.
Or it could just play out. So everybody have a fantastic week. We will be here next week, although in person, we will not be here next week. Make sure that you like, rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff to the podcast. Go to the Facebook page, go leave a voicemail for us. All that information is in the show notes. And we'll see you next week. Same time.
Same place.
Boo.
Over now.